everybody.
Okay.
Welcome to Gaming Bop. What's up, man? How you doing?
Chuck?
How you feeling?
I'm doing so good, dude. I'm excited for today.
Stoked.
We got a good one. We got a good one planned.
I'm feeling really good about this one. Episode 2, bro. We're here.
Here we go.
All right. So just a little layout for kind of what we had planned for today's episode. So we're kind of going to touch on some of our favorite heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Not favorite heroes, our favorite hero. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to touch on, we're definitely going to do WandaVision recap and just kind of talk about that show because we have not talked about that yet. And we are both extremely excited to finally talk about that.
Very excited.
We have not talked about it together yet. We've been waiting and holding it
just for y'all.
For you guys. So very excited to finally get to talk about that. And then we'll get into some game console sales, and some Apex Legends Season 2. All right, or Season 2. That's Season 8, I believe. Season 8,
yeah.
Season 2, my ass. All right, we'll get into Apex Legends Season 8. All right. So, man, let's get to it. Let's give the audience what they want, man. Favorite hero? Where you at?
Who's favorite hero has always been Iron Man.
Really?
Yeah, just because, as you know, I got the heart problem. So it's like, for me, it's always been kind of like relatable with the heart condition. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, I've just always liked Iron Man. And the first movie just really sold me on that idea too. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, he really got messed up by his own like knowledge. And I feel like I do that to myself too. Just like I think too much, or think I'm smart, you know, all that kind of stuff.
I hear you. I think with the, okay, so I definitely down to give you guys mine, but I do want to touch on, just real quick, if you're okay with expanding on that with your heart issues. Okay. I think maybe the audience is like,
yeah, no. So I have what's called tetralogy of Fallot. Mm-hmm. Basically, one of my heart valves isn't as open as it should be, or it's not connected. One of the two. Yeah. So they basically had to go into my heart and put in artificial valve.
Crazy.
So my heart can like just pump now better. Yeah. Yeah.
That is the fact that you can and relate to Iron Man that way it's kind of like a scary and beautiful thing at the same time, because it is something I feel like, well, he has an artificial type heart too.
No, that's for sure.
You know?
Yeah, mine is made out of, I think, it's like skin grafted, like pig. It's like, it's skin graft or something like that. Yeah. It's just crazy how technology is like advanced enough to keep people alive and that sort of thing. Yeah, yeah. But it'd be cool to have an electromagnetic heart, you know what I'm saying?
A little beam, little arc coming out your chest. Yeah, a little arc beam.
That would be crazy.
That is such an awesome.
Who was your favorite character?
Mine is and always has been Hulk.
Okay, Hulk. I can see that.
When I was a kid, I don't think I have anger issues. but as a kid, when I was maybe 9 or 10, I remember on one of my birthdays, my parents got me the Hulk. Mm-hmm. The Hulk hands? The Hulk hands. Okay. So when I got those damn Hulk hands, bro, I put those motherfuckers on and I was just running around the fucking house, just boom, boom, boom. And it makes the noise too. So I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
I was jealous of kids with those.
Always.
I was mad jealous.
Those bitches were like $30. So
I never got them. I think I asked for them, but I never received them. But yeah.
They probably didn't want you to be a fucking angry fucking kid like
something.
me.
No, I would have broke something.
Fucking going around the house. Boom, boom, boom.
Thinking because it's like padded that you're going to get away with it.
Yeah. No, you're still going to knock over that glass jar.
Yeah, it's not padded enough.
It's still going to happen. You're still going to break stuff. It doesn't matter that it's cushioned. No. But Hulk's always been my favorite. I honestly don't really like what they've done with him in the MCU too much. Mm-hmm. Especially when you look at the Infinity War and Endgame arc, I don't like it. That being my favorite character. I'm like, you guys literally used him in the first 10 minutes of Infinity War, and then after that, he just became a big-ass pussy and didn't come back out. So I'm like, all right, cool.
I hate that because the excuse is, oh, he got beat up so bad that he couldn't turn back into the Hulk. And it's like, isn't his primary thing as the Hulk, like, when he gets mad, he gets stronger?
Literally.
So why would they cut him off that quickly?
How? It's like he turns it when Hulk gets. There's literally a comic on it to where when he gets so mad he becomes World Breaker Hulk.
Mm-hmm. And they have to send him to a different planet.
To where he can destroy planets.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, he got beat up by Thanos and now he doesn't want to come out. It's like, what? Like, come on, bro.
It's dumb because I think they like barely touched on that with Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Because that's why he's there in the other movie.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Ragnarok. Yeah.
I honestly didn't put 2 and 2 together for the longest time with that. But yeah, that's the World Breaker Hulk. But it's almost like even in Thor Ragnarok, he doesn't play that big of a character. He's just kind of like, all right, cool. Who do you want me to punch?
He's there. Yeah, he's there, man. And I think it's because they've said this multiple times because Universal used to have the rights to the Hulk movies.
Yes, I do remember.
Until Universal has not sold the rights to Hulk movies back to Marvel. That's why Marvel has not made a solo Hulk movie.
That makes sense.
Is because Universal still has the rights. Okay. Marvel can use the Hulk in any movie that they want. They can use him in any type of form. Mm-hmm. They just cannot make a solo Hulk movie because Universal still owns the rights to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But with that being said, isn't it crazy that Fox is slowly starting to release them back to Marvel? Their characters.
Well, it's not that Fox released them back. It's that Marvel bought it.
Oh, they're all back then?
They did a whole merger, bro. They didn't buy Fox all in itself. They bought Fox's, essentially their movie division. They bought Fox's movie division, and I think they bought like their TV show division. So Hulu, now owned by Disney.
Really? Yeah.
All the X-Men characters, the Avatar movies, the Blade movies. That's why they're making a new Blade. The Punisher, all that stuff now belongs to Marvel.
Where it should be.
They're back home. Back home. Now, what is nuts is the only characters that are missing that Marvel does not own full right is the Hulk and Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Oh, they're never getting Spider-Man.
Sony will never let go of Spider-Man.
Ever.
They will never let go of Spider-Man. It's just worth too much now. It's like a stock. It's like a little GameStop stock. You just skyrocket. He went from, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, incredible.
Yeah. But, that's the best one.
Yeah.
The Andrew Garfield one is horrible. And then the Tom Holland ones are bringing it back, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like, it's just crazy because when I think of Spider-Man, I've always thought of him being with like the Avengers. So it's just weird to like always have seen him kind of separate. But that's kind of his niche. He's New York. He's the protector of New York.
I didn't think we meant to get on Spider-Man, but real quick to touch on that. Isn't it crazy that he is Spider-Man, and some of the complaints that people have had is like with the Tom Holland movies, it's like you're not really seeing the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're not
too extreme.
Yeah, it's like with the Tobey Maguire movies, he was still swinging around New York all the time. You saw those iconic buildings and everything, the train stations and all of that. Yeah. You saw it. But in the new Spider-Man, it's like, you have Far From Home. Is that the first one?
That's the first one solo, yeah. Because he's
at Homecoming.
He appeared. His first appearance was in
Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War.
Yeah,
Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America, Civil War.
And then
he had his first one.
Far From Home was like interesting, and I was really so excited because I don't know much about Mysterio. Yeah. But when they started showing Mysterio, I was like, oh shit, this guy's like way cooler than I thought.
That was really sick.
I liked the way they used him.
Yeah, and the fact that they got Jake, Gyllenhaal. That's his last name. Okay, the fact they got Jake, I love that dude.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, for sure. So the fact that they got him to play Mysterio is just like, dude, this is so cool, bro.
Well, what's cool about that dude is he's in like scary kind of like intense movies. So you would never. That's what's so cool about these Marvel movies is they're totally turning those kind of actors into that. They've got Mission Impossible guy. Who's Mission Impossible?
That's Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is supposed to be in the new Thor movie.
This motherfucker.
Yeah, he's supposed to be.
Not Tom Cruise.
Who was it?
Christian Bale. Batman.
No, it's not Christian Bale. It's Tom Cruise.
Are we talking about the bad guy?
I don't know. I just heard Tom Cruise is supposed to be on the new Thor movie.
Look.
So maybe I was wrong. Wait, what's Christian
Look.
Bale?
Look. Yeah, this is important info. You don't want to give out the wrong info.
Let me look that up, because I think I'm right.
Tom Cruise is not going to be in the new Thor. It's Christian Bale. It's the Batman, which makes it even more crazier.
I'm telling you, Tom Cruise.
All right, so let's fucking hop into WandaVision, bro.
Yes,
let's hop into WandaVision.
I have been waiting for this part.
I am so excited to talk to you.
Are we spoiling it? Are we going all the way in?
Fuck, dude. Audience, I honestly don't think there is any other way to talk about WandaVision right now without spoiling it.
So spoiler warning.
Yeah, spoiler warning right now. I would probably say we're going to talk about this for maybe the next 10 minutes. If we're watching the video, we will put a timestamp so you guys can see when to skip to. The audio version, that's going to be a little bit trickier, but maybe we'll put in the info for you. But we are definitely going to spoil WandaVision right now. So if you have not seen it, we definitely recommend.
Yeah.
Don't listen to us. I say watch it. I say watch it.
Pause it right now.
Yeah.
Watch it. Come back.
Pause this, watch it, and come back. If you don't care about the Marvel Universe, fuck it. Ride with us. Listen to us. We'll explain it to you. Okay? So let's get into it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on WandaVision as a whole? Not just the last episode, but WandaVision as a whole, because I know you just binge watched the first.
Yeah.
Is it 5 episodes?
5 episodes.
Okay.
I did it all pretty much last night.
Okay.
And then I finished it this morning because I fell asleep probably in between the second and the third one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still crazy because it's like, at first you're just kind of like, all right, what is going on here? Mm-hmm. And then the cast start to be like, okay, what's going on here? And then outside of the whole dome, which is the spoiler part, homies are like, what is going on here? So it's like literally nobody knows what's going on, but you're just kind of slowly unraveling it.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else is cool is kind of like the time warping, not time warping, but like time element, how it's like they threw the drone in, but they found it at the beginning, and then they kind of like line up the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
When she finds a helicopter.
Yeah, the helicopter.
And she almost doesn't know, but she
like,
knows.
She's like, oh. And then she's like, oh, let me go look at the pants. And do this, da-da-da-da. Yeah, for sure.
That was a good episode, season, wherever we're at. It's cool.
I think that episode was episode 5. Episode 5 to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, what an episode. Honestly, what an episode. I don't honestly know what to say about it. It was just, I think it was fucking incredible. Like, the nerd in me, dude, the nerd in me, when I finished watching that fucking episode, jumped out. I was like, what? I was like, Marvel fucking did it.
Run it back for me, because I'm not remembering exactly what happened.
This idiot.
I did just watch it, but run it back for me.
Just, I would say, the Wanda and the Vision part, to where like they both Vision starts figuring out that he's being controlled.
He gets pissed about it.
You know? So Vision, when you're seeing Vision unraveling this shit, in the fucking scene when he's in the office, with the fucking, I think his name's Norm. That scene was intense, bro.
Yeah,
oh my
like, what's going on here?
Vision does his little fucking, that was his superpower. He does his little mind shit. And then Norm. And he's like, dude, you got to get me out of here. Wanda's controlling all of us. I'm like in pain. Where's my phone? I need to talk to my sister. And then he fucking zaps him back to television Norm. And he goes back to normal.
That's so crazy.
And it's just like Vision, that look in Vision's face. He's like, oh shit, something's wrong here. Like, something is very wrong here. And then he takes a couple of days away and he comes back and he finally talks to Wanda. And he's like, so what are you doing? Like, what are you doing here? And they have that whole thing in the living room. The episode, it was by far my favorite episode of the season. I think if this show keeps going at the trajectory it's going, bro, this might be a top 5 MCU thing. So this is incredible.
Let me dive in deeper just for you.
Hit me with it, baby.
So,
hit me with
watching the Easter egg homies on YouTube, a lot of the guys say, before people really knew that Wanda was in control, you could like watch and see how like her hand would just kind of like just slightly move a little bit to like make the homie choke at the dinner.
Okay.
all the like she just does her little magic. Like you don't really notice at first, but then it kind of starts to get more aggressive. And then the part that I really wanted to get into, because this relates to what we were talking about earlier, is when the brother shows up.
Yes.
And it's the other Silver Surfer or Silver whatever his name is. What is that guy's? Anyway,
Quicksilver.
Normal. They're gonna be like, dude, this guy's not a nerd. He can't remember no names.
Jordan's a nerd. Trust me. Jordan is a nerd, guys. Trust me.
Quicksilver shows up in the place of her brother, and they're saying they did that because it is going to be them linking the X-Men into it.
Yeah.
And then that little post that you showed me on Twitter where homie is like literally mimicking. Yes. The little mimics. It's like, dude, how else could they bring it in without... That'll just be so crazy to see homie just come in on one episode. So I'm your dad.
God.
Magneto.
Yeah. I just...
trip.
We sound like total fucking nerds right now.
I think if anything...
And guess what? We fucking are nerds, and I don't give a shit.
That's so funny.
When that happened, dude, when I saw the brother, when I saw Quicksilver from the X-Men series,
and she says
she
recasted him.
She's
like she knew.
Yeah, the freaking I can't think of her name, but the girl that's inside essentially the bubble, looking at like the government bubble, watching them and trying to figure out what's going on. The government.
Thor. I don't remember her name.
The friend of Thor. The friend of
Thor's
Thor.
Girlfriend's
Thor. God, we're way more fucking.
We need to learn names, but you know what we're talking about.
You know what we're talking about.
Bro, no, it's been
Natalie
a good
Portman.
show. The other thing I will say is Disney Plus has The Mandalorian going for them. That was a long pause. The Mandalorian is gonna be like my favorite one. Really? I haven't finished it. I've gotten to this like the midpoint of the second season, and I won't lie to you. I watched and finished WandaVision, and then I put on The Mandalorian. Yeah, my mind was just like, dude, I can't watch anything else for a while.
Shut up.
It's so much better. It's so much better. Star Wars is always gonna be cooler to me, but yeah, I could nerd out on some Star Wars stuff.
Dude.
I'll have to do a Star Wars episode on you.
We will have to do that just because so during quarantine, during 2020, that was my first time watching the original Star Wars movies. First time. I watched them. I enjoyed them. I did like them. And then I did watch the prequels. So I watched the prequels, like those, because I low-key honestly grew up on the prequels. Those are the ones that I watched. I didn't watch the original ones. And then I watched the new ones. So I did fucking watch all the Star Wars movies. I'll say this. I respect Star Wars and I like it for what it is, but this is going to sound weird. I don't think it's weird if you really think about it, but I 100% like Star Wars video games way more than the movies or shows.
That makes sense.
I love playing those fucking video games.
I think it's because they put a lot more into those games than they ever would put into the movies for some reason, because it's like, it's a medium where homies can just make anything happen. Like, I'm sure you're thinking of Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
That's like the best Star Wars game. Awesome. Battlefront. All of them are pretty good. But yeah. And then what's so funny is, have you liked the newest Star Wars one, the Jedi Fallen Order?
Fallen Order. Loved it. I just played it. I played it during quarantine. That was one of the games I beat that in quarantine. I would say I didn't like so much that it was like Castlevania, Metroid type thing, to where you like finish a level, then you go back to an old level with new skills, and then you do that. And I was like, I don't necessarily like that too much, because I'm like, dude, just take me to new places and let's go. I hate coming across an area and you know it's blocked because you need a skill to get in it. So you're like, fuck, I'm gonna come back here eventually. But at the end of the day, I thought that game was really fucking good. I loved playing it. I had a good fucking time. It was extremely fun, and
the ending was cool for me. The one thing I absolutely hated with that game was the cosmetics and the little treasures.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's like, why is it just a different color of the same clothes?
Yeah.
And what was really funny is if you're underwater and you try to open a box, the little robot will stay on your shoulder. It might have just been for my game, but the robot would stay on homie's shoulder, and then the box would just shake. And it's like, what is going on? It's just, it was a bad game in that regard.
It like takes you out of it. It takes I know this sounds funny to say, but it takes the realism out of Star Wars.
The immersion, basically.
The immersion, yeah. real quick, I mean, another thing when we talk about Star Wars games, I did touch on Battlefront 2. That's what I've been low key playing. Okay. Like not necessarily playing, but I did just finish that campaign not too long ago. Okay. Because I am an achievement hunter. I love achievements, so I was like, this is an easier achievement. So I just beat that campaign, and I really enjoyed it. There's just something about Star Wars games, bro. Like the freaking shooting and the lightsabers and the colors and the locations, the vehicles. There's for some the movies I just can't necessarily get into, but the video games, putting me in that world and being able to control these sticks and just move around, I love it. I love it. I think the
big difference is because the movies have like this set story, and they always stick to they literally just stick to Anakin as much as they possibly can. Darth Vader, it's literally his story is 9 movies. His story is basically 9 movies. The Skywalker trilogy is 9 movies. So to watch a game that's like completely out of that realm is refreshing. Star Wars Force Unleashed, it's got Darth Vader in it, but it's like not Darth Vader. It's like a different. He's not connected to the whole Luke or all any of that stuff. It's like whoa. And then there's one Jedi Academy. Jedi Academy is one I was playing. Okay. And it's like I don't even remember anyone ever saying Luke or Darth Vader or anything. I never beat it, but it's like way cool. Yeah. It's just different. All them games really pull the genre, even with the Fallen Order. Because it still kind of follows the story of like, hey, this is after Order 66. Yeah. Yeah. But we're still running from the Jedis.
Yeah, this is a little different story with another character that you follow.
I always think it's funny though. What is kind of lame about the Star Wars timeline is I feel like it only falls in between the first movies and this 1 through 6, because literally all of those, like Jedi Fallen Order, basically is in between 3 and 3 and 4. Basically, right after Anakin turns into Darth Vader, somewhere in that realm.
It's. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't, like I said, I do know the story. I'm just not that invested into it.
I hear it.
For some reason. But when I did watch the original ones, I was like, to the fact that those came out in the time they came out in, I was like, what did it come out in the 70s?
Oh, yeah. I'm probably even sooner than that.
Movies came out in the 70s, bro. 70s and the 80s. And I'm like, damn, they released this movie in the 70s, and I'm like, to see that movie and to see the acting and the type of graphics that George Lucas was going for, I'm just like, this is fucking awesome. I understand why it's such a cultural phenomenon. I understand why people love that shit so much, because at the time, like in the 70s, you're getting nothing like this. Nothing to this scale. So the fact that this did come out in the 70s, and it does take you to space, and the Star Destroyers and shit, it is nuts. And I understand and I do respect Star Wars as a whole. But those fucking video games, man, they got the fucking video games on lock.
Do you think they could ever remake the original ones and people would like them?
I think so. I mean, I think so. I think you're getting you're way beyond a new generation of people. You know what I'm saying? You're fucking maybe what 60 decades? Not 60 decades. I'm a fucking idiot. Look at me, fucking math guru over here. 60 decades. The fuck? No, you're like 6 decades.
Yeah, it's been like 40
60 years, bro. Yeah.
It's been a long
that came
time
out.
coming.
That came out in the 70s. 30. I'm an idiot. It's like 60. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't want to do math.
If it came out in the 70s, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 2020.
Yeah. So the 10 or 6?
Fuck it. It's a long time.
It's been a very long time.
You got a new generation of kids, man. Look, you got a new generation of kids. I definitely think if they wanted to remake the trilogy, they can. But I feel like that's the thing. That's the issue, is that they keep focusing on that story.
That is true.
Get off of it.
No, and a lot of people say that the newest ones are basically just like really crappy remakes of
clones.
The old ones.
Yeah, just weird clones of those
really
ones.
Crappy.
You know?
No, and they should have let Palpatine die, because that was the whole loop of whatever Anakin was trying to do. Which, dude, what's cool is homies can really nerd out about like the whole like Force and what's supposed to happen and all this stuff with Star Wars. But at the end of the day, it's just homies cutting off heads with lightsabers.
With lightsabers. But they're fucking mad cool, dude.
It's mad work.
They're mad cool. The lightsabers are
Who's your best? Let me ask you this before we move on. Who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Bro. Fuck. Call me crazy. Don't call me crazy. I'm not that big invested into Star Wars. I really fuck with Kylo.
You're wrong. It's Darth Maul. Darth Maul is your favorite character.
I know Darth. Yeah, the double.
You know why Darth Maul is your favorite character?
Why?
Because the animated series are honestly what make him the better character. Okay. After he gets cut in half, he falls in that hole for like 30, however flipping long years. Comes out as like a robot, half robot. They give him legs. Then he basically comes back and almost kills Obi-Wan. Has a crazy fight with Ahsoka Tano. You know who that is, right?
That's the one of the Order chicks he does?
That's the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker.
Okay.
Has a crazy duel with her. And then at the very end of his life, he finds Obi-Wan again. And is like, all right, well, this is it. And Obi-Wan kills him, but it's still just like, he literally, for years and years and years, is trying to find Obi-Wan Kenobi. Kind of fucks with him for a little bit, loses him again. And then at the end of his life, is just like, well, hopefully we can finally get revenge. And he wants to get revenge on the Sith Master. So it's like this cool constant circle.
Yeah.
Star Wars is just one of my favorites.
That sounds sick. I've heard, is that show the Clone Wars?
There's so that's the Clone Wars plus Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
Yeah, so you kind of I didn't really like Star Wars Rebels because it just kind of dragged on, but I mean, that's the thing about all those animated ones is they drag on. But the last season of the Clone Wars animated, they stopped making it and then they remade it like 2019, like the last season. Yeah, they just dropped them. My favorite parts, like the coolest, sickest parts. They even do like the Darth Maul scene with Ahsoka Tano. They do a live action and then just color it. Just make it into a cartoon.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's a trip. It's a trippy fight.
That's sick, dude.
It is the coolest fight.
Get out of here, man.
One of my favorite parts.
Well, dude. All right, so we kind of touched on Star Wars.
WandaVision.
Star Wars gaming.
Get into Star Wars. That's my fault. That's
one of my favorite Star Wars kind of just popped up, dude. Real quick, I do want to ask you. Back to WandaVision a little bit.
Okay, we did get off track there.
Do you think that Marvel is doing a little too much when it comes to their universe and introducing and merging a lot of the thoughts and ideas and characters that they have? Like, what is your take on this? Like, what do you think?
Well, it's like I do and I don't because I mean they have thousands and thousands of comic books, so it's like. We're obviously not the comic book guys, but it's like they're probably just kind of trying to remodel the same thing, you know, comic books to movies. They started off with one hero that led them to a second one and a third one and a fourth, and it kind of sucks because they like crescendoed and then like killed off half of everybody, so there's not as many new characters, or not as many of the old characters. But it's like I hate Ms. Marvel. I'm not, or Captain Marvel. I'm not really excited about her, but it's like to watch the universe expand is kind of exciting. But I do get worried because of the Ms. Marvel portion, because I really don't want to sit through another Ms. Marvel movie.
Yeah,
Captain Marvel. I don't want to sit through another one of those.
Yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear you, and I do think that's where it's like Marvel. They're like it's getting to a point to where it's like almost big for their own good. You know, because it is like, dude. If you miss one of these movies,
you're missing
or
out.
Like you don't watch, and the fact is, like with WandaVision, this is the first Marvel TV show ever. Disney Plus, first Marvel TV show ever that they've done on Disney Plus. Okay. And this is just the beginning. This is not the end. You got Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming out, I believe, next month or in April, I think so, in a couple months.
Dang.
So as soon as WandaVision is done, they're starting with Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Well, are they going to start making movies again, or are we just stuck to watching TV shows?
They're making movies, but it's just like COVID. Because Black Widow was supposed to come out last year. Eternals was supposed to come out in December. Shang-Chi was supposed to come out January, March. I think Shang-Chi was supposed to come out in February, honestly. I think Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings was supposed to come out this month. So it's like, Marvel, they are making movies currently, but it's just like COVID pushed back their whole schedule. So now, Black Widow, they still don't know what the fuck to do with Black Widow, which sucks because me personally, I want to watch Black Widow, and I'm stoked for that movie, and I want to see it, but they have no idea. Like, they're not sure if they want to release it on Disney Plus, but Marvel's they're such a juggernaut to where it's like, they know they're going to make their money on it, so it's like, why not wait and release the shit in the movie theaters? That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for those COVID deadlines are like, all right, fuck it. Go ahead. Go in the movies.
Yeah.
Go in the movie theaters. That's what Marvel wants. They want the go ahead to be like, get in the movie theaters because they want to make the biggest buck that they can on the movie because they fucking spent like $400 million on it. So
I wonder if they would make that money if they like lowered the price of Hulu. Well, I mean, Disney Plus really isn't that expensive, but it's like,
not.
If they lowered it or something. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Well, Disney Plus is literally the cheapest out of like all the streaming services right now, and in the fact that they own Hulu now, they have a bundle, so you can get Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN for $12.99.
Is that what you're doing?
No, I don't have ESPN. I'm still an idiot, and I am still paying for Disney Plus and Hulu separately, but I do recognize that I definitely should switch that around and get the fucking package because I'm a fucking idiot.
Money. There's your money.
Save myself some money. I mean I don't have ESPN, so essentially I am paying maybe $2 more, so it's not that big of a fucking thing. But it is like now that Disney owns Hulu, they have a bundle, so it's like you could get 3 fucking streaming services for $12.99. So if you didn't know, now you know. You're welcome. Go do it. Go get it.
Some cash.
Go watch WandaVision. But yeah.
What other characters do you think they'll bring to WandaVision? Because clearly they're bringing in some X-Men, but it's like, who else would they? Do you think they'd bring Magneto?
I definitely think Magneto's gonna come eventually. I don't think it's gonna be the old head that we think it's gonna be. They're gonna need it. They're gonna wanna. I don't know how they're gonna go about this. I know they're not gonna do the young Magneto. Okay. I know they're not gonna get what's his name. I can't think of his name right now. But he's an incredible actor. But I know they're not gonna get him. I think Quicksilver was such a popular character in the X-Men movies. I honestly think the reason why they brought him back is because he is so popular and he's a beloved character from the new X-Men movies. Well, I think that's why they brought him back.
He was popular on the cartoons. He was very popular on the cartoon.
And I mean, for one too, they killed off her brother in the Marvel universe. Yeah. So it's like we need to bring this motherfucker back somehow. So why not do it like this? And one thing we didn't touch on with WandaVision is her kids.
That was so weird. Their power is to just grow up.
She's like, when WandaVision, when the puppy died, and she's like, don't age yourself. Did you see that? Did you get that? Where she's like, don't age yourself. Okay. Just because you're sad, don't age yourself.
Listen to this. Okay. Yeah. We barely touched on this.
Hear me.
That WandaVision show, the lady who lives across the street, apparently, I don't know how this timeline goes or the comic book goes, but that lady is a mentor to Wanda in the comic books, teaches her how to use magic.
What?
Yeah, the lady from across the street with the black hair and the brooch. Basically, that lady who was holding the dog. Did you notice that when the dog ran over there, she picked it up and was just barely holding something? Mm-hmm. Some people are speculating that she just turned from the dog into that lady.
What?
Yeah. That's what the speculation is. That
Shut up, bro.
She literally was the dog, pretended got hit or whatever, because like the dog ran into that bush, and then all of a sudden she's like there in the bush holding the dog or whatever. I don't remember if that's exactly how it happened, but that's kind of yes, it is how it happened, because she said the dog ate all of the bush or plant or whatever from the bush, the leaf off the bush. But yeah, that lady is a mentor to Wanda in the comic books. Yeah, and in the comic books they have had Vision doing like the same thing. Wanda and Vision have basically done the same thing where they've had a home and like made a whole family and all this just out of like a mental breakdown. And that's the other thing we didn't talk about is her basically having a mental breakdown, and that's I think why she's doing all of that.
Oh, for sure.
That's what the episode is or the show is.
That's what is happening.
Yeah.
Not to speculate or think, that is what's happening. Yeah. It is Wanda. Vision died in Infinity War. If you have not fucking watched the movies, I don't know what you're doing.
That's 2 years
I don't know what you're doing listening to this podcast if you haven't fucking watched Infinity War. But, no. He died in Infinity War. So now, and they said in the show, they said a week after the events of him dying, she goes into the lab and fucking steals his corpse and takes him out.
Was it a week?
I think it was like a week. They said something like 8 days after he died or something. She goes in there and steals his corpse.
How 8 days? Because that doesn't make sense. Because she... What? How could she? Because his body... I'm so confused. What do you mean?
Are you
talking about during the blip, or is that after the blip we're talking about? The blip is what they refer to as when he snaps his finger in between that time.
Oh,
that's what the
I
blip
see what you're
is.
saying.
So is it after the blip? Because after the blip is basically when they fight Thanos. So if it's anything before the blip,
so because what's her name comes back after the blip.
Yeah, so it has to be after that.
God, this is such a mess.
It's so confusing because you're not watching it,
bro. This is where it's like we're saying it's like, is this shit? Are they doing too much?
Because we can't.
Because somebody like me and you who watches it and is into it, we can't even get the dates right and figure out when this happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, how about somebody else who just hops in the movie every once in a while, and it's like watches the show with their boyfriend or something, and it's like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. It's like we watch it because we love it, and we still can't even really figure out like, wait, okay, so. If it was after this, that's where like I do love what Marvel is doing. I love it. When they showed Quicksilver from the X-Men universe, I nerded out. I was like in my bed. I was like, holy fuck, they fucking did it. Like this, I was like, what the fuck? Because this is the first sign of the merger of them buying Fox. This is the first sign of their money. Of their fruition. They're showing the fruition that they've gotten from buying Fox, from that merger. And it's like, I'm so stoked. Just the fact of, this episode just go on for so long. Just the fact of like, being able to see Doctor Doom at some point in the MCU. That's I think Doctor Doom is my favorite villain of all time.
I can agree with that. I can absolutely agree with that.
Let's go.
He's got the hardest powers. Yes. He's just like... Have you played Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
I mean, on the 360, I think I played it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That 360 one, but I wasn't like super into
that one. He was the bad guy in that one.
Okay,
or it was a
Sweet
Alliance 2. One of those two. Yeah. He was the bad guy, and that's what made me really like him. I was like, okay, this dude is fucking me up. I need to get his ass, and that's what made me like him.
Oh, dude,
I remember liking him after that.
Oh God, you can tell we're just fucking two little nerds just nerding out right now, bro.
No, that's for sure.
I think, Doctor Doom in the MCU, bro. That's gonna be something special.
Well, what also
I just don't know. I don't know who they're gonna cast for it.
I'm also wondering. I've got two questions. What are they gonna do with Doctor Strange? Because he's got his own thing going, and then are they ever gonna replace Iron Man? Because I feel like that's an impossibility. Maybe they could do like a teen Iron Man, but it's like no one could ever replace Robert Downey
Jr. Okay. So I got some little answers to both of those. So for the first one, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange's next movie, I can't really think of the date that the next movie is supposed to come out. I think it's 2022. I think it's summer of 2022 that next Doctor Strange comes out. It's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is super
ties into this or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is super sick because WandaVision, the end of the WandaVision is gonna tie into Doctor Strange.
That's who they're character bringing in. That's that nerd stuff.
That's the nerd shit. It's like, dude, Marvel is fucking amazing. Everything they're doing is so cool and it's so crazy. But it does suck for the average consumer who is like, bro, I just don't have the time to watch all these shows or keep up with all these movies. Like, I feel bad for those people because it is like, if you put the time in, you're in for a fucking ride.
I met a lady who hasn't seen not one. I was like, that almost seems impossible to have not even seen one Marvel movie.
That's like almost saying you've never heard a Drake song.
Yeah.
Or a Michael Jackson song.
Or something like that. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Before people attack me, I'm not trying to compare Drake and Michael Jackson.
No,
Don't
we're
fucking
just
attack
saying.
me for that. But, dude.
Well, player, I feel like we should almost wrap this up. But I feel like before we do, we got to address those few comments that we got.
Yeah, man. Dude, we got some pretty awesome comments from people.
And we want to thank you guys. It's been really fun doing this podcast, and it's really exciting to see that a lot of people are liking it. Let's read some of those comments. Let me pull up one that I had.
Ooh! Let's shout some people out, man.
First person I want to shout out is Alan, my old high school homie. He said, I really like the pod. I like the timing. You guys are interesting. Looking forward for more. So this is your more. Episode 2. Alan, that is you. Shout out.
Shouts out to Alan. I got a shout out from my homie Edwin, who I went to school with. This nigga said, Chucky, Papi. Dope ass podcast, man. That shit was mad entertaining. I just finished watching it now. Shout out to you, Edwin. Thank you for watching, man. We really appreciate it. We hope we can keep freaking entertaining you and everybody else, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, and we're honestly really grateful for this opportunity to even just like be able to talk about what we want to talk about. This podcast, I feel like, kind of went off the rails, but this is exactly what we wanted because we wanted to talk about nerd stuff. Yeah. So it's like an absolutely perfect episode to me.
Yeah. Well, let's just bring people kind of behind the scenes a little bit real quick. Me and Jor have a laptop here. We have a little freaking schedule we want to go off of, and this episode we kind of went off the rails with Marvel stuff, and it's because, like Jordan said, we're nerding out, we're having fun, and I honestly think these people, I think all of you can see it, I think you guys can hear it, and I just hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely. Shouts out to Jalen for helping get all this set up. This is Jalen's studio, by the way. Other than that, I feel like that's...
It's a wrap.
Thank you for watching and listening.
Yeah.
Share it on Instagram, Twitter. Hopefully this episode will be on all your digital platforms.
Yeah.
So we'll catch y'all on
the flip side.
Subscribe,
like, do all that. Love you guys, man. Thank you so much.
Bye.